Okay, for those of you who may not be familiar, he's been called the best celebrity wedding planner, period, from Life and Style magazine. He's worked on Giant Antonio Pierce's wedding. You've worked on Star Jones' wedding, events with Matthew McConaughey, Jennifer Lopez. He has several books out. And, of course, his show, My Fair Wedding, comes on Sundays. You guys just went into season 5, it is?
Yeah, we just launched season 5 a couple weeks ago. And we've got another, oh my goodness, I think 14 more episodes of all new weddings and stories. And I gotta tell you, Egypt, this season is pretty insane. I mean, crazy concepts, but great stories, and of course, wonderful women that I just loved making their wedding dreams come true.
So they give you their dream wedding, sort of what they have in mind, their theme, and then you build from them.
Yes, I knock on that door, I walk in, and let me tell you, as a fan and you watch the show, there are some pretty insane ideas. I mean, I actually have to sit and go, really? I mean, is this really what they want for their wedding? The reality is, a lot of people always say, I don't think this is real. I think they're doing this because they want to be on the show. The truth of the matter really is these are women that have crazy ideas because they love the direction of what they want. I just need to, wrap my head around it and find a way to never let them think that it's a bad idea, even though really sometimes it is.
But what's the worst theme anyone's ever presented?
Oh gosh, we have one coming up in a couple weeks. It's an under the sea theme. Now, that's great for a birthday party for a kid, but is it great for a party for a wedding, a concept? And it was hard for me to figure out, how do I make Under the Sea feel elegant and not like Little Mermaid, right?
So what'd you do?
Well, you're going to see a lot of coral, the color coral, because coral to me is that beautiful color tone that you see under the sea, and lots of texture, lots of moving lights, and it'll feel as if it's a sophisticated version of Under the Sea, but done in a way that's appropriate. But the bride and the groom, Diamond and Latte, that's the bride and groom's names. Yes, I said it, Diamond and Latte.
Okay, go ahead.
I had the same reaction.
Which one was Diamond, which one was Latte?
Diamond was the bride, Latte was the groom, and I have to tell you, they both live up to their names. Awesome.
Well, did you expect anything different? Wait, there was an episode,
yes.
Everything Black. I started watching this and my mom called me and distracted me, right?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Everything Black.
Everything
she
black,
wanted,
black,
wedding
yep.
dress, black bridesmaids, black everything. What did you wind up doing?
I prayed to the gods that can tell me how to embrace black, because to me black is not a color you want to have your whole wedding look like. She was very dark, and when I say dark, her emotions, her energy was dark. Dark hair, dark tattoos,
Gothic,
dark makeup. It was goth, but like on steroids. And I had to sort of go, wait a minute, how do you take this and make it make sense? And I got to tell you, this was a girl who, when she's so white, she actually hyperventilated. White to her was like Satan, and to me, black was sort of this dark, bad energy. But I embraced it. I brought in burgundy and reds, and I brought a lot more sort of softness to it, and it worked. It also softened her as a bride and made the storyline a little bit interesting. I can't say it's one of my favorite, but the viewers loved it because I didn't change it. I made it who they were, not who I am.
I think that's what people love so much about you. You have your own opinion, and you don't necessarily knock the bride for what she wants, but you try to find a way to just sort of have a happy medium. And that's important because we all have our vision of what we expect our special day to be like. Break down how you feel sometimes after you do all this planning, and the planning aspect lasted longer than the union. For instance, you worked on Star Jones' wedding.
Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, here we go. Yes, I did. I did Star and, what was his name? Al? Was that? Yeah, I'm only kidding. Yeah, I did their wedding. But that was a long process. I mean, we planned, myself and Star, we worked together. I was on The View all the time. And, this is a woman no different than any other woman that was wanting a wedding since she was a little girl. So she was planning her wedding in her own head before she met Al. And then I actually found out about their engagement during a commercial break while we were doing The View on ABC. And it was exciting for me because, I worked with Star for over a long period of time, so I was excited for her. She was a great girl who wanted a great wedding, and it became a big spectacle. I mean, in fairness, it became a big deal for television, and I have to tell you, it was a great experience for me. I loved working with her. I loved the wedding. everything that happened in between, PR-wise, and of course the marriage falling apart, I never want to see that for anybody, but I always have to focus. It's like I have to put the blinders on. I have to get to the finish line, which to me is like going down the aisle and getting to the altar. And that's my job.
And you still have the pictures for your portfolio, so it doesn't
I do,
affect
and
you.
we still, listen, hey, you're talking about it, I'm still talking about it.
Yeah.
People talk about that wedding. That was a spectacle, which is crazy.
So, have you ever had any ungrateful guests? For instance, on your show, they give you these themes, you work it out, you put all this money, effort, and resources into it. Voila! Has anyone at the end ever said, it's not what I wanted?
Oh, wow.
Or,
We
expected something different, David? What are you doing?
We've done 60 weddings on My Fair Wedding. This is season 5. So in 60, it's all been great. We've had 2 this season that have been interesting. I say interesting because we have a girl, unfortunately, this show is about positive programming. I wish we could see some of the things that happen behind the scenes. Yes, we had a girl who was having a wedding in her backyard for 100 people, had no funds to execute it. I come in, we create this several $100,000 dream wedding for them. And she actually stood back and looked around and was not happy. Not happy. And I had to sort of stop and pinch myself and go, wait a minute, how in the world can that possibly be the process that's going through this person's mind? So we sort of went around her, we talked to her at that moment, it was during the celebration, and she was literally going to leave the party.
Are you kidding?
Literally. Why? The reason? Because she didn't like the chicken being served to her guests. All about chicken! Chicken! Chicken!
Wait. Okay, can I just tell you something? I think I have something that might top that. And this is why I asked you. I used to host a TV show called Home Delivery, where we go around and grant people's wishes. And we helped a gentleman propose to his girlfriend on the Jumbotron in Times Square.
Awesome.
Gave him a 2-carat diamond ring for her. They sued us because the ring wasn't big enough. She broke it off because the ring wasn't big enough. He sued because we were the reason for the breakup. Is that not the most ungrateful thing
I hear stories
ever heard?
Egypt, I have to tell you something really funny. The other night, I'm at dinner with a friend of mine who just recently got engaged. So I look at the ring, beautiful diamond ring. It's her second wedding. I look down and I said, "Oh my gosh, how gorgeous the ring!" I said, "So, what do you think? How's it going?" Meaning the wedding plans. She looks down the ring and she goes, "I know, it should be bigger. I'm working on it." I'm like, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you how the wedding plans are going, and she thinks I was referring to the size of her ring.
Oh God,
People are crazy.
Thank you. Say it again.
People are crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy is the new normal. That's what it is.
Well, normal people scare me. I say that all the time anyway.